Hello. Yeah, no, so speaking of Candy High, yeah, kind of, yeah, well, we didn't have, usually we have more kids than I think, um, uh, for Halloween. So I bought 4 bags of candy and yeah, so I think I went through one. And so there's a lot of candy here. So I've been eating a lot of candy. So is Jason, so it's all him. Hey, y'all. Trying to watch two lives at once. That's tough. That's tough. Yeah, I can only do one thing at once. Can't do two things at once. I'm really, really not good at that. It's good to see you, Ginger. Hey, everyone. Hey, welcome back. Welcome back to you too. Talking to the man. All right. Hey, William. Oh, you're talking to Jim. Okay. Let me do this. I'm gonna pull up our live so I can see your comments this way. Excuse me. He's already gone. But yeah, I'll tell him you said hi. Sound very hoarse today. I don't know why. Been sounding like this all day. And it could be just because I haven't talked much. When is Jason going to do a project? I don't know. We need to get him in here though. Get him to do something. Maybe I'll have him teach y'all how to do patches. He helped me. Well, he wanted Lacey to have a little patch on her little dog chain one time. And so maybe I'll have him come in here and help us make some patches one day. That would be cute. Hello. I like the little paw, the puppy waving. It's cute. Just watching everybody come on. I'm looking at I'm gonna have y'all's comments over here. So, well, what are we doing tonight? Well, tonight we're going to be talking about Palette 11. Now, here is a disclaimer. I'm not that great with Palette. I unfortunately have been so busy over the past few years that I have not studied it like I should. What does my shirt say? It says Baby Lock is always the answer. I made it. I made these for me and some of the other educators when we went to Baby Lock Tech last year, not this past one, but last year. So thank yeah, cute. Um uh so so palette I'm kind of okay on. There is so much more to learn. If you really want to get deep down and dirty on it, join the Baby Lock Palette 11 group. They do webinars all the time. You may want to join Jory Snyder's group. She is a Baby Lock educator. She's amazing. It's called Sewing Hoopla. And then Mike John's group, he has some back videos of palette. I'm gonna miss some people here. But a lot of our Baby Lock educators definitely do teach palette 11. Now, I am the baby palette 11. That means that I like to push the automatic buttons, you know, and and so that means that I don't get in deep to digitizing or anything like that yet. Now I will eventually. But I like using the built-in buttons to push to make my life easier. So that's what we're going to do today. They have this great little button in there that's called the Cross Stitch Wizard. And I've never used it. And I love it because I see people using it all the time. And I'm like, what? Why have I never used this? This is how I learned to sew. You know what I mean? This is when I'm sitting at the couch, I still do this. This is how my mama taught me how to sew when I was like, you know, 6. So I should be using this feature because I love the way it looks. And so yeah, I'm just gonna, I was gonna do it. And so last night I decided on it and I started playing around. I said, well, we'll do a little pumpkin. Got my little pumpkin. And guess where I found my pumpkin? Y'all know I'm the queen of clip art. So queen of clip art right here. Went out to the interwebs and found a cute little pumpkin. Um, Also, I just used some built-in lettering inside a palette, and this is what I came up with. So I'm going to show you a close-up, but basically it says, "Hello, pumpkin." So cute. And you notice I used 2 different fonts, but let me show you some close-ups just so you can see um really what it looks like. I thought it was super duper cute. So let me make this bigger. Yeah, hopefully y'all can see it bigger, but you can totally see the cross stitch action happening. Now, let me see something here. My Facebook is acting silly. It's been acting silly all day on my end here. So, okay, there we go. So yeah, y'all can see it. Thanks. So you can see the little pumpkin. There's no outlines because I've yet to figure out how to do that. There is supposed to be a different color right here. I just didn't get my colors right, which is normal. I mean, I'm always practicing. So hello, pumpkin. And then there's another little close-up. So that way you can see the cross stitching a lot better. So again, just grabbed a clip art and I just brought it in and it came out super stinking cute. And in person, the thread is a little bit brighter than this. And to me, it looks very sweet. I'm very, very happy with this. And I just put it on a tea towel. Another thing is if you don't know me, I think we're back to normal, is I'm the queen of ruffles. I love ruffles. So what I'm going to do is get some cute little fall fabric. I'm sure I have some here and put a giant ruffle at the bottom. I like mine big. So like 3 inches. And I think that'll be really cute. Now most of my stuff I don't use, I use for samples. So this is going to be a darling little sample. So I'm super excited to show y'all how to do that. Now here's the thing. Bringing in a design from anywhere, when I say clip art, I mean bringing it in, saving it to your computer, saving it to your device, saving it wherever. There's going to be little flubs. If you were with me last week, last Tuesday, when we did the bow on the slit bow on the side, then I had to clean up a lot. So everything's not going to be perfect. So when I brought it into palette, I had to actually redo it a couple times. I even stitched it out once and I was not happy with it. And I have it over here. And I sillily, terrible word, but I did it on a tea towel, which I shouldn't have done. I should have stitched it out first on just some regular fabric. Now the colors are reversed, which I love the colors reversed. Now the first one I stitched out, you see what happened? I didn't notice that there was a little gap right here. Look at here. Look at the colors here. See, that's a green. So that green went in a really, oh, I'm going to come this way, in a really weird area. I was not obviously not happy with that. And so I mean, yes, I can use this. I can use this in the kitchen. Like this one, I would actually take to the kitchen. I would never take this to a show and show someone. But I'll keep it and use it in the kitchen because it is precious. It's still cute as a button. And I should have reversed the colors. See how much prettier that one looks color-wise? It just shows up so much better in these colors. So, but if you want to do a test out, I mean, I say test and test and test stitch first before you put it on your pretty fabric. I know it may seem like a lot, but literally this takes 18, or the one that we're going to do tonight took it said about 18 minutes. It really doesn't take a lot of thread either. It looks like it does, but it goes by super fast. So just save you some, some regular cotton fabric, stitch it out, look at it if you're unhappy with it. There is a caveat to that, and I haven't figured out when I get into talking about fixing it, how to fix it on the very first design. You have, from what I understand, you have to go back and redesign it. But it really doesn't take that much. But I want to pick Mike John's head or Jory Snyder's brains to see if there's a way to tweak it without having to go through the whole process again. So again, I'm years in, I'm still new to Palette, but I know there's some fun stuff we can do with it, right? Now, one more thing, because I love y'all so much. This design that I designed here, and the correct one, the pretty one, I am giving to you guys free. It will release at 7 o'clock on the Facebook page. So it'll just pop up and show up. There'll be a post and it'll say, hey, y'all, here's a free design, and you just save it to your computer. You can't save it to your phone or anything like that. It is a zip file, so you'll have to unzip it like you do normal embroidery files. And I have it there for every machine format. So if you have, Baby Lock Brother, you're going to use the palette version. If you're going, or PES, and if you have Husqvarna or Janome or whatever else you have, it's there for you. So, yeah. And at the end of this live, I'll show you how to find that later. Like I said, it'll probably pop up because usually we're done around 7-ish, so it'll probably pop up before we finish. So, who doesn't love free? We all love free, right? I love free. I mean, Okay, what else? All right, I think that's it. Let me get some water. Does it sound like Lou Rawls or Barry White right now? Okay. What are we going to do now? Now what we're going to do is we're going to jump onto palette. Actually, what we're going to do, excuse me for doing that, is we're going to look at designs first. So let's go out to the internet, Google, and let's go look for a clip art that we would like to use. Now, of course, like last week with our bows, there are some rules. So let's go ahead and take a look. Do I have anything open? Let me do this. I'm sorry, guys. Give me one split. Let me have something much easier to look at open. All this fancy smancy stuff. All right. So here I am. I am at Google. Oh, look at there. Go vote, y'all. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in, what am I going to type in? La, 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 la. Pumpkin. No, I think I did cute pumpkin clip art. And what you notice is I didn't do black and white like we did last week. So I'm just going to click on images, and hopefully the same one that I picked is here. But here we go. Now what you want to do is you want to look for something pretty clean. You want to, like, this would be too blurry for me. If you see something in the background, like these little check things here, I probably wouldn't use it. Maybe this has too many colors going on. You see all the colors going on. Maybe this one's got too many colors going on. Like this one may be almost perfect right here with the little eyes and the little cheeks, and that one may work very good. There might be a little bit of extra work in there, but it might work. Now you need to find it. Oh, a turkey would be a cute idea. Yeah, I like that. I like that idea. So I just scrolled down until I found a cute little pumpkin. Let's see if I can find the pumpkin I found. It was here somewhere. Ooh, this one would actually be perfect. Look at that. That one's broken up nicely, and it's just so I don't know, but I saved it. So we'll use the one I saved. But let's say we did want to use this one. I will save this one because that one looks really nice. What I usually do is just click on it once and then come and hover over it and right click and then save image as, and then it'll save to wherever I tell it to. And I have a file that says, hello pumpkin. So here's the pumpkin I chose right here. See that? So I'm just going to put pumpkin 2. So I can play with that one later and save. And now I know where my pumpkins are. She would be cute too, wouldn't she, with her cute little eyeballs? So basically you're just going to look for one that's not, doesn't have too much going on. Now, this one we know we cannot use. And how do we know that? Because they have put, the company has put their name all the way across it. Don't steal them. Now, I do kind of, you know I borrow them, but I know I'm not going to make things to sell. Let's put it that way. If I'm going to sell something with by using a clip art, I always would go to the, let's see, let's find one. Let's see, clip art library. Let's just visit here. I would make sure I did not need to purchase it. And if I did, I would purchase it. Just because if it's royalty free, yay. But right here it says not for commercial use right here. And so that means I can't use it, like that. I'm using for personal use, but not for commercial use. So there we go. I just want y'all to be aware of that. Especially with Disney designs, y'all be very, very, very careful if you ever use a Disney design and you go out there and you're selling stuff and you're posting pictures, and they will find you. I've seen it happen. It's scary. Not to me. It's scary. But look how cute these little guys are. Oh my gosh, I love this. Okay, well, let me get out of here because I could look at this all day. Oh, well, we just passed Halloween, but look how cute these little guys are. Okay, so we're going to get out of that. I found my pumpkin. I'm super happy with my little pumpkin girl. So I am going to now go to palette. So now we're going to go straight to palette and we're going to see how to turn that into cross stitch. Again, if you're just joining us today, what we're going to be doing is we are working in palette 11, which is Baby Lock's embroidery software. So here we go. Where are you? There you are. All right, here we go. Okay, so we're here. Let me move my face out of the way. There we go. Okay, so usually what happens when you first come on, this little box is up right here. So this tells you, the files you've recently used. You can jump to any of the wizards here. You can blah, 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 blah. You can have all kind of stuff. You can go to your manual. You can do whatever you want right here. I usually just close it out because I do know what I want. Now this design is going to fit in a 5x7 hoop. So I hope that makes you guys happy since I'm giving you this free, and any of you guys with machines that only have 5x7 hoops, you're going to be able to use this as well. So again, if you're just joining on, I am going to be giving you this design free. It will be at the end of this presentation. I don't know what we call this, whatever. All right. So if we're looking at our screen, up at the top here is all of our home buttons. So everything that's grayed out means that I can't use it right now. But really what we're going to be concerned with today from this home button is just the text key. But if we go to image, which is right next to it, this is where we're going to use our wizards. And one of our wizards, we have auto punch. So this creates an embroidery pattern from shapes and colors in the image, which I have not used before. The cross stitch, that's the one we are going to be using. Photo stitch, which is one of my all-time favorites. I love photo stitch. If you go to the Baby Lock website and you go to Learn and Create, if you type in photo stitch, I do have a project on there, and it is a picture of my nephew-in-law and my baby great nephew, and it is a photo stitch of them two singing, although the baby wasn't really singing, he was just going but it's the cutest thing. And not only that do I teach you how to use photo stitch, but I also teach you how to make a photo frame in IQ Designer. So photo stitch is great, and I think I have a video on that, Elizabeth, so I can kind of guide you to that. So there's photo stitch 1 and 2, all that fun stuff. But I personally love photo stitch. Like I told you, I'm a buttons girl. I like instant gratification. I want to use the buttons. Okay? So what we're going to do today is use the cross stitch wizard. So all I have to do is select cross stitch, and I can select from these 3 colorways. So I've got color, sepia. Sepia is that brownie, old-timey feel color, and then gray tones. But we're going to do color today. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to act like we're not here. Okay, so wherever I saved that clip art is where I'm going to go next. Now, I happen to know that I saved it in a folder labeled Hello Pumpkin. So I'm going to click on that, and I have 2 of them. But to help you, and now this one would be super easy to do with you guys, okay? But actually, let's click on that one and let's do that so you can see how easy it is. And then we're going to do a more complex one. All right, so I've clicked on that. It's got my image up, and let's just click next and see what happens. So I'm going to, when it brings it in as a tiny image. We want to fit it to page to at least get us some room there. I can make it a little bit bigger this way. And now we're going to hit next, and there we go. So you can see it turns it into cross stitching immediately. Now you're going, But we can fix that inside of the cross stitch wizard. If we wanted to make it look more like the picture, we can fix this stuff here. Okay, so it's a great little fun little program. So, but we're going to get rid of that because I want to go to mine. So again, I'm going to go to cross stitch wizard, and I'm going to go to color, and I'm going to select this one, the little bit more complicated one, right? So let's select her. All right, so I'm going to select next first, and I'm going to fit to page. And now I'm going to select next again. Now, see what happens here? Something weird happens. It's only bringing in this top part. So if I click in the center, then it brings in this other part. And this is what I was kind of confused on. The other thing is I was not seeing that center part. So I was like, well, what do I do in that instance? So I had to poke and play around. So what I decided to do was there is this button down here, and it's called the clipping mask. And so I selected it, excuse me, and it basically outlined my pumpkin. And I can't see, there we go. It outlined my pumpkin for me. So I'm going to grab that, and it really worked good for me. So now all it's going to do is just grab everything inside of the pumpkin wherever it wants. Now it's not going to do these little guys here, that's okay. I can add those in. So I'm not going to be fussy about that. So I'm just going to say next. Okay. And then I'm going to say, okay, we're already fit to page. So I'm okay with that. I can move it a little more center if I want, which I kind of do. There we go. And then I'm going to select. Now, design settings is where you can tell it what hoop it's going to be in. Let's say you wanted this pumpkin to be huge. Let's go to one of our large hoops. Let's go to our 11 and 5/8 by 18. So this is one of our big ones. If I go fit to page, that's a 11 by 9-inch pumpkin. But I'm going to go back to my 5 by 7. And we're going to go fit to page. Okay, there we go. So now what I'm going to do is select next. And look how good that already looks, right? The only thing I'm missing is the little bumpy bumps at the bottom, and I can't add those in, but you know what? I'm not going to stress about it. It's okay for me. You could actually go in here and do that, along here, manually on when we get to the other side. Now that's going to take a little bit more work. But I like easy. So I'm like, if that's what I'm going to get, I'm fine with that. Now, the other thing that I looked at were things even. So like here, I see a big long line here, and then I see a short line here. Now, it's not going to be the same every time. This one I think is fine. On the first try of this one right here, these lines were all kind of janky. So I went in and fixed them. So I'll show you how to fix them. Now we can see here that these stems are not connecting. That's okay. I'm going to show you how to fix them. Another thing is you can barely see it, but right in here and right here, if you could look right here, let me zoom in right here. There are some brown spots right there. I do not like that. There's also an orange spot where I think a green spot should be, or maybe I should turn this green one orange. Let me zoom over. Oops, nope, let me click it back. Oh yeah, you have to do it this way. So I don't know, it's probably hard to see on screen, but there are some white blocks here. That means it's going to stitch out right there in the color white. I don't want that. So how do I get rid of things that I don't want to stitch? I can stitch the colors. So, excuse me, I can omit the colors. There's the white blocks too. So I'm going to tell it not to stitch anything white and not to stitch anything tan. The other thing is, let me get here. The other thing is, see, there's a hole right there. I'll go in and fix that here in a little bit. The other thing is I have 3 different greens. Do I need 3 different greens? Honestly, I could get away with one, but I do like having another color, like kind of in here, just to kind of break it up. So I'm going to find out where the greens are. So if I tap this one, that's taken away these side greens. So I want to keep those. Where's that one? That's taken away that green right there. Isn't that weird? And then this takes away all that. Why it's like that, I don't know. But what I'm going to do is erase that one, and I'll come back in and fill that in. And I'm going to show you how to do that. The next thing that we're going to look at, so these 3 colors will not stitch out. Now I'm going to go in and fill that in with the green. I'm also going to fill that little dot in with the orange. We're going to fill this little area in with orange. And we're going to fix this little area right here. And then we're going to connect our stems where they are missing some excess. Remember, everything's not going to come out perfect. We got to work for it. It's just like life. Nothing's perfect. We got to work for it, right? So the next thing that I want to do is I want to look at cross stitch size. So 0.10 is your normal teeny tiny, and I can't think of the size of your 80 a cloth that would be. But that's your tiny cross stitch. Now we could go up to, let's see what 0.15 looks like. That's a big chunky one. You can go all the way up to 0.20, which would be yeah, that's not pretty, is it? That's not pretty at all. So really what I ended up using was 0.12, and that was fine for me. Now, this did give me a break right here. See that? But it also changed my colors back. So, but that's easy. I can fix that. And I wasn't happy with that break. So what I did was just add in 2 colors right there. So is what it is. So I'm going to go back and play with my colors again. I'm going to omit the white and the tan and this green right here. So it just has a bigger, ever so big, yeah, just a hair bigger cross stitch. You can tell it what thread you're using. That's up to you. That's not a big deal to me, because I know I can put whatever thread I want on the machine. This pumpkin could be designed in pink and blue, and I know I'm going to use 2 different shades of orange on my machine. All right, so actually, I know it looks scary, but I'm actually very happy with that. So I'm going to select next. And here it is. And you're like, oh gosh, I can't see anything. I can see everything fine. If I zoom in a little bit, you'll start to see colors better. But if I zoom out, you probably can't see what's going on. But I do remember that down here, I need to add some color here. I need to fix some stuff right up here. I need to fix some of my vines here and here. So how do I do that? Well, the first thing is I need to make sure this is selected. I think it's selected automatically. Just be very careful. The one thing that I don't know how to do, and I cannot figure it out, is erase one. And I don't know if you can. Like if I accidentally put, like click right here and put an X and I don't want it, I don't know how to erase it. So I would, so just be very careful when clicking. But let's zoom in so you guys can see the colors very well. And I'm just going to come here and let's first work on the vine. Let's connect the vine here because I want it to be a little more fluid, not broken up. So, but I need to have this green color, and rather going through the color chip and trying to find that green color, the best thing to do is to grab this little guy right here, and it says pick color. We're going to select that color, and we're going to tap on it. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go back, and let me tell you why I'm going to go back. I am actually going to X out another green. Oh, not that one. This green too. And because I want to be in control of the colors. So I'm only going to have one green, and then I'm going to go in and fill in another green. If you gave the mistaken stitch a weird color and then omitted the color, I mean, you could. I mean, we could try that. Let's see. So if we go to change color, we click on it. Okay. We're going to click on it and then we go back. See, it's not in there. So that doesn't work, unfortunately. So that, but you can go, okay, look what happened. Okay, that's good. So you can go back, but it's going to erase all your progress. It did take it out, but it would erase any progress I used here, unfortunately. So there's probably some things I need to learn on it, you know. So anyways, we're going to go back to our green. And what I was saying a moment ago is I am only going to have one green available because I'm going to fix the green colors here in a minute. And I know that sounds a little confusing right now. That's okay. So, okay, well, we'll start on this side. So to get the exact green that I want, I am going to, Debbie, I'm using palette 11. It's Baby Lox embroidery software. I'm going to select this little pick color eyedropper, and I'm going to click on any of the colors that I want to use. So if I was going to use orange, I would click on it. If I was going to use green, I want to click that color so it picks up that color. And now I can put X's where I want things to join. So since this is kind of like a little curly Q vine, I'm now going to join those two. And I could even make it keep going and going and going out, but I'm going to kind of keep it calm there. And then I'm going to scroll over. Keep going. Keep scrolling. I'm trying to be very careful here that I don't mess up anything. Now, another place that it took out some of that green was right in here, right? So I'm going to click here, click here. There we go. So that's part of my vine. Now I have some spaces open and I'll fill those with the light orange color. So I see I have 2 spaces here and 1 space here. The next thing I want to do is connect this vine here. So I'm trying to figure out how I would like to do this. I think I'll just go up. I kind of want it to be interesting, but it's going to kind of be boring, isn't it? What if I did this? Boom, boom. So it just kind of has a little whoop. So, okay. So I'm happy with that. Now what I want to do is fix these areas here. And that's going to be part of this light orange color. So what I want to do is go grab my little pick color. And it should turn into this little eyedropper. And I'm going to hover over that light orange color and click. Now I can go to those spaces and fill them in with the orange color. That way I don't have to know what the color is named or anything like that. Let's see, do I see anything else? Not down here or up here, but I do know that down at the bottom, we had 2 open spots, right? And I wanted to add the light yellow, or excuse me, the light orange right there. I didn't want to add the dark. I personally wanted to add the light orange. Now I'm just kind of looking. I know it's kind of light for you guys, but I'm looking to see if I see anything else missing, and I don't think so. But what I do want to do is add some interest right in here. So I'm going to go here to our change colors. Excuse me. And you can do this however you want. But I am going to grab another color green, maybe just do dark so we can see it. And I'm going to just kind of come in here and just kind of draw kind of like a little, or use the X's as like a secondary stem, just kind of give it a shadow. So let's see how that works. I'm going to press and hold. And it's kind of hard to see what I'm doing because that color is not great. But I can always fix it too if I don't like it because I can change colors. Let's zoom in and let's go up. There we go. And you're like, well, why would you do that? Just to give it some break in colors, rather than it being so, you know, I don't know how to explain it. So full of green. I don't know how to explain it. So kind of like this is a shadow or something like that. And I would just play with that until you get it the way you want. Now I'm going to come back here and click on the green and go in and fix some spots. So what I did is just filled in a big old blobby area, and now I'm coming back and fixing some spots. And this just going to kind of give it a little shadow. So, or a little, like we can, I hate to say shadow, but we can have a little bit of a darker color right there and the brighter on the outside, or a little bit brighter color here and a little bit darker on the outside. That's what I thought I did on this one, but the colors were so close you can't tell the difference. Welcome to Anna's world, where she thinks things are going to work and they don't. All right. So quite honestly, I'm done. That's how fast it was. It's all it is um taking the time to look at it really, really well, look at where things are going, and if you need to adjust things, just adjust it. Now, once I hit finish, I'm done. That means that, I don't know any other way of this, how to fix this, except for going to stitches and doing what's called, I think it's converting to blocks. Let me see. See, okay. Yeah, and going in, and then you can start breaking things up. Now, that gets scary to me. So I don't like doing that too much. Like I said, I am an embroidery girl, but I'm not a great. I thought that was going to help us see that better. Realistic view settings. Lacey, gosh, honey. Let me see. I'm trying to see if I can get it to where it looks a little darker for you guys. Let's see. I'm just going to zoom everything up and let's see if we can see them. That's a little bit better, right? Okay, good. So that way you can see it just a little bit better. But you can see how cross-stitchy it is. How cute. Oh, where did we go? Let me close that. Let me go home. Let's come here. So that's our center. Let me show you guys this. So here's your zoom in. So if I wanted to zoom in right here, I can zoom in, zoom out, or center to page. All right. So happy with that. That's pretty cute. I can live with that. Now, the next thing we want to do is put Hello Pumpkin on it, or whatever you want to put on there. I mean, you could just do this if you wanted to. If you didn't want to put anything on there, then just go straight to stitching out. You can send it to your machine via wirelessly if you have an Altair Meridians, a Solaris, if you have what is the other one? Anything that has Wi-Fi capability, you can wirelessly send it over via pallet. Now we can also use design suites, and I'll go over that too. How to wirelessly send it over if you would like to see that. All right. So the next thing is what we're going to do is we're going to go to our fonts, and I'm just going to first click on it, and then we're going to click on the A here. And the first thing I'm going to do is just click where, just in any area. It doesn't matter what area. And the first word I'm going to do is hello in lowercase, and then enter. I know this is not the font I want to use, but it puts us in the text area. So I can come here, drop this box, and since I've been using it so much, this is the font I want to use. And there I go. There it is. And ta-da. Now, one other thing I can do with this font is, do you see the little white nodes inside? If you click on those, if you click on one of those, it's going to give you the ability to move them closer to each other or further apart. I do like my letters just a little bit closer. If you have letters that are supposed to be a little bit more in cursive and they're not overlapping, this is how you would overlap them. Have to be careful with the L's because they're already pretty darn close. If I can use my, nope, I can't. See, normally I would zoom in and get this really good here. Ooh, 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 hey. I don't want these really touching. I just want them close. Good. Okay, so there's my hello. And I'll go over centering here in a second. And then we're going to do our pumpkin at the bottom. So I'm going to select text again and click at the bottom. And I'm just going to type pumpkin. Did I spell it wrong? Yes, I did. And enter. But this font, I'm going to go and change to the one I've been using. Now, again, you have tons of fonts, right? That are built in. You have 120 plus TrueType fonts. And what TrueType fonts are, these are the fonts that are already on your computer. Now, can you add more fonts to your computer? Yes. Is Palette going to read them? Yes. So what I would do if you want to learn how to do that is get out there and Google how to add fonts to your computer. It'll walk you through. It's actually really easy. And yeah, you can use them. So let's say these are not embroidery fonts, right? These are just fonts that if I was in Word, I could use. So like this one right here, it's going to digitize it. See, there it is. That was that is just a typed one, you know. I don't know how to explain it, but there you go. This one was a built-in one. So I'm going to kind of bring it over and then I'm going to adjust the size here. Come on. I lost it. So I'm gonna draw a box around it, select it. There we go. To my liking, I'm not going to change any of that. It looked great. How close everything was together to me. Excuse me. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to look at it on a plane, I guess you could call it, the center points. And to do that, you're just going to select the 0 and then click the 0 again. And now I have this crosshatch. And let's click on the hello. And we're going to go to arrange. And I'm going to go to move to center, and it's going to move it directly to center. And if I use my up button, now this is slow as molasses, it'll go straight up, and I know I'm in the center. Or I can use my little move key by picking it up and keeping it as straight as possible. I kind of know where it should be on the in the center on the L. Here we go. And the pumpkin, I'm going to do the same thing. Move to center, and I'm going to see where my, okay, so looks like the center is just off to the side of my M. So I'll just grab this, I'll bring it down, and then I'll just adjust it right to the off the side of the M. There we go. And I'm going to bring her down some. Now, do you have to have a Baby Lock to use this software? Heck no. Because if I wanted to save this, if I was happy this and I was ready to go, I'm just going to select export and I'm going to use whatever machine font format I have. So if I wanted to save it as a DST, which almost all machines read, then I would save it as that. Okay. But if you're going to save it as a PES, you have to use the save as key. So we would hit save as, and I'm going to save this one because it does look cute. So I'm going to say hello, pumpkin 2. All right, so I've got that. And now if I wanted to wirelessly send this over to my machine, what I'm going to do is now my machine has to be on. I am going to click on the send button and where it says send to network machine. My machine is named. You can name your machine inside of your machine so you know what machine you're using if you have multiple machines. So I'm going to click on Sunshine and it should wirelessly send it over. So, it says a network error occurred. Well, hold on, I can probably tell you why here. No, that should be right. Oh. Ooh, I need to update. Let me see. It's not letting me look. Nope, I'm on the same thing. Let's try it one more time. Come on, Princess, work. If not, it has something to do with okay. So something's going on with my internet, but I do know that my design database is working. So I'm going to show you guys that too. So let's talk about that next. So design database transfer, what is that? If you're unaware of this, now you don't have to have Palette for this, okay? This is kind of a program that is built into Palette. However, Baby Lock gives this to you for free. Yeah, I said it. You can download this from the Baby Lock website and trying to see where we're at. You can download this from the Baby Lock website for free if you have a Baby Lock Solaris, if you have a Baby Lock Meridian Altair, any of those, or any of the wireless machines, any of the multi-needle, or there's a couple other. So what you're going to do though is over here, this is where your designs are stored on your computer, right? I mean, we have places that we save them. We may have, I have a folder that says Anna, EMB. That means these are all my embroidery designs that are saved. Now, let me close that. I actually have my Hello Pumpkin saved on my desktop right here. So I'm going to select this. No, let's go to this one. I want to go here. Let's see. There it is. There's my Hello Pumpkin PES. It's going to show me everything that I've saved it as, but I can't send those over. This is almost all, you can almost think of this as a filing software too, where you can go and look at your designs as well. Yeah, I do have that in Husqvarna, but I can't send it over to my machine. Why? Because my machine doesn't read an HUS file, but it does read a PES, but it does let me know that it's on there. So I'm going to select this one, the one that says Hello Pumpkin 2 PES. I'm then going to click the drop down. Now mine is connected to my machine. You see where it says Sunshine? That's what my machine is named. And then all I have to do is hit this button, and then it says finish outputting data. And I say, okay. So when I go over to my machine, I go into the embroidery area and I go to, let's look. Let's go home. So we click on embroidery, we click on the little pocket. This is in the Solaris. And then we look for the little Wi-Fi code, and it'll be stored there under the little Wi-Fi code. Pretty cool, huh? So anyways, let me see here. Let me see. Oh, that's not you. That's you. All right. Any questions? I'm going to get readjusted here. So this one isn't as long as last week, is it? But it's super cute. Now, let me tell you, I'm all tangled up. So for this, I'll tell you the stabilizer that I use just for this tea towel. For this, I just use sticky wash away. I did not hoop this. I just floated it in the hoop because it's sticky. So just did that. That's all I did. And quite honestly, I did not rinse all of it out. I just rinsed about a little bit of it out. So it's kind of still nice and stiff right now. When I physically, I'm not going to do it on this one because this is my showpiece. But if I were to physically wash this, most of that would wash out. If I were going to do this for home use, this is what I would do. And y'all are going to think I'm crazy, but it worked. So I would have the sticky wash away. But there is something also called Stitch and Wash, tearaway, and Baby Lock makes it. And what it is it is a tearaway. I would float this under the hoop. And why would I have wash away and then a tearaway underneath there? The tearaway is called Stitch and Wash. Am I saying that right? I have it right here. Make sure I have that. Say that right. I got to order some more, so I've got my little guy right here because I go through this like crazy. Oh, rinse away. Excuse me. I don't know where I got Stitch and Wash from. Excuse me. Rinse away, tearaway. Okay. Get this from your local Baby Lock dealer, or you can go, I can post the website, my link to it if you'd like to order some. This stuff is awesome. So basically what happens is on these type of stabilizers, they will rinse away, but generally they leave about 50 to, I think it's, if I remember correctly, when I was taught this, it was like 50 to 30% of the fibers still in there. So they still leave some strength to your embroidery, which to me is genius because we still want this to look like it's been washed away. So on the back, you're not going to see that tear away, but there's still underneath that, underneath this stuff here, underneath your threads, is still going to be a little bit of this tear away, these fibers holding on. So that way, when you go to wash it away, especially if you're going to use it on a fabric with pile or fluff, it doesn't sink. But honestly, I don't like wash away um for like towels and stuff. I'd rather use a tear away because things sink. And what do I mean sink? That means they go down, you know. But you always want to use a topper for that. And I use a heat away topper. I don't use wash away topper. And we're all taught to use wash away topper on towels, but what happens to wash away? To wash it away. So if you use a heat away topper, it stays forever, even when it's dried. Okay, so pretty, huh? Okay. So give me a second. I'm about to do something for you guys. I'm going to release something early because I am in control of this. Stop. I can do. Where is my thingy? There we go. This was supposed to release at 7, but I'm gonna release it right now. Because I've already been getting some stuff about it. So if when we're done here and you go to your regular feed on our group, that means you go into our group and it's going to be on our little feed here. You're going to see a post from me and it's going to say, as a gift from me to you, I am sharing the adorable Hello Pumpkin design presented in tonight's live. This design is, well, hold on. Shouldn't I just show y'all that? Wouldn't that be nicer rather than me reading it? There it is. There we go. There we go. All right. So here we go. As a gift to you, blah, blah, blah. This design is in all embroidery formats and will need, I know someone's going to call me out because y'all call me out on my spelling all the time. And will need an 5x7 or larger hoop. Enjoy. So how do I use this? What you're going to do is click on it. Okay, and it's going to download to wherever your files download. I don't know where your files download, but usually what I do is go down to on the bottom of my screen, like screen down here, I have a little yellow folder and I click on it, open it up, and it's usually in the downloads. Now, one other place this design will be is under the files tab, and let me show where that is. So we've got discussion, your items. It's right under people here. You see all these people? We're going to go to files and anything I have ever downloaded for you. So here's some embroidery designs. Hello Pumpkin's going to be right there. So you can always go back and do that. So the candy heart, I don't have that up. So that one's really cute. That was for Valentine's Day. Y'all should check that one out. Teach Inspire Zip. I have that hanging up on my wall. These are the Baby Lock logos for free. They're really pretty. Yeah, so those are all, yeah. So look through those. So there's your designs. Those are for you. Have fun with it. The only thing I ask is no sharing. If your friend sees this, and I'm really strict on this, if your friend sees this and wants it, please drive them to the group I prefer you not to share because this is a teaching group. I want them to watch the video, and learn from it. The other thing is no selling, of the design, which we all know that. And I don't care if you use, I'm going to say it, and I'm going to say it right here, right now on this video. I do not have a disclaimer on that, but right here on this video, I do not care if you use this design to sell items. Go make your little thingies and sell them at the fair. I don't care. So that's up to you. So you are more than welcome to do that. I don't care with any of my designs that I've designed. Now the Baby Lock logo ones do not sell. Anything that I've designed, I don't care. I will tell you when I care. So, but no, please do not just, give it to your friends and stuff. Have them join the group. They're going to learn a lot. Okay. And then I'm also going to pin this. So what that means, I'm going to come here and pin it to the top of the group. So you can also easily find it right here where it says featured. It's right here. So there you go. And it's in every embroidery format. So if you make something, post it. Y'all did so good with your shirts this week. Oh my God, they're so cute. So I've got to get back on it. I finally got some shirts and a replacement shirt for my friend, and I just haven't had time to really go ahead and, where's my paper? There it is. Remake it, but I've also got another one that my niece requested. It's going to say Mama here, and it's white, and it has the little flower fabric. And it's going to say Mama with the bows on the side. That's going to be so cute. Okay, so all right. Well, thank you everyone for joining in tonight. I hope you guys all have a great week. I will see you next Sunday. Yeah, today's throwing me off big time with the time change. So we will be back here at 6 p.m. Eastern. Remember to shop local, shop small. I'll put some links up to that stabilizer here in a little while. If I forget, remind me. But I hope you guys all have a great week, and I'll see you soon. Bye. I say this at the end of every episode. It takes me forever to log off. All right. Bye, everyone.